trying to stop that MC that was in the bus lane. He left once he saw the enforcers. I thought he was going to manage to slip through, but they are pushing him off to the side. There you go. Oh, high heels. It's not often that you see that on a motorcycle. And there's a four wheels in the background that's trying to leave the bus lane now. Look, he actually managed to block the bus. Hopefully the enforcers saw it. I think they did. He managed to slip past the first couple of enforcers, but they were shouting ahead to flag him over. Even the taxi driver was shouting that he was in the bus lane. And there you go, the driver handed over the license without any argument, and hopefully the same with the ORCR. Since these enforcers are deputized by LTO, they do actually confiscate the license, which many people see as a heavier penalty because of the hassle of going to LTO to get it back. So one more rider was flagged down now, and actually another motorcycle rider that was driving past shouted out K. Everybody knows the penalties for misusing the bus lane, but a lot of people still try to take their chances. The truth is that a lot of people are confident that they'll be able to leave the bus lane before being apprehended. And actually that's one of the problems of having enforcers too close to the top of the flyover. The drivers and riders can actually see the enforcers before the enforcers can see them. So what ends up happening is that they leave the bus lane early without being apprehended. Now the problem with that is that what they're learning is to avoid enforcers. Compared to when you issue them a ticket, what they're learning is to stay out of the bus lane. Because that is the purpose of the ticket, to deter people from doing the same thing again and again. It's not about generating income. The busway itself, if it's working properly, the amount that it generates for the economy is far beyond any number of tickets you could ever issue. The purpose of enforcing the busway is to ensure it actually continues working. Because what they saw before is that the moment the operations were suspended or reduced, the busway was full of motorcycles and cars, and it severely disrupted the operations of the buses. I was wondering why this bike is still here. According to enforcers, the registration is expired.
Ba't hindi nakabukas yung metro mo? Bukas ba yan?
Ano na yan?
Ha? Bakit hindi nakabukas? Saan kayo galing, sir?
Cubao.
Cubao, papunta kayong PTEX?
Oo.
Ba't wala kayong metro?
Diyan na lang namin po ngayon. Nagbabay lang sa akin sila ng
O, bawal yun ah.
mga kaibigan.
Ha? Kaya kaibigan mo naman. Bawal po yun.
Nakiusap na.
Kasi may metro po kayo. Ano po yan? Ano? Kontrata. Magkano ang kontrata sa inyo?
350 lang po.
Hindi ko kinakausap. Magkano, sir? 500 hanggang PITX. Grabe naman ang mahal nun. Ba't hindi ka gumamit ng ano mo? Ng metro? Ha?
Madali sila eh.
Kahit na, yung metro lang naman po eh. Sa 500, kontrata sa inyo hanggang PITX.
That taxi will actually be impounded, but they'll put them on a bus which will actually take them directly to PTEX, and it might even be faster because the bus has an exclusive lane. Although if you look, it's not heavy traffic, right? So the taxi could just run his meter. For whatever reason, he allegedly decided to charge him 500 peso fixed price. They managed to get him to the side, and they'll just write out the ticket, send him on his way. Like I mentioned earlier, confiscating the license is actually, well, to some people a bigger deterrent than the financial penalty. The time it takes and the hassle of getting the license back. And something I want to show you is that every other rider, every other driver is staying out of the bus lane. The reason why I mention that is that sometimes people comment saying, oh, we don't have any choice, we're forced into the bus lane, there's nowhere else for us. How come every other person is able to avoid the bus lane, except for the minority that misuse the bus lane and then cause disruptions for the buses, right? Doesn't make sense. Why can everybody else stay out of the bus lane except for you? You see that bus trying to leave the exclusive lane now. It's because provincial buses and private buses are not meant to use the carousel bus lane. And obviously they know that, that's why they leave once they see the enforcers. Sometimes it's the same operators day after day. You do wonder why some are more brave than others. And in fact, that reminds me of a recent comment where someone asked, if I buy my own bus, can I also use the EDSA bus lane? And it's not that crazy to think that someone would do it. People already use their own private ambulances to escort themselves through traffic. So don't think they wouldn't buy a bus. But the answer is no, it wouldn't be allowed because the bus lane is specifically for EDSA carousel city buses. And then there's a few B2B buses that also have a memorandum of agreement to use the bus lane. So you can't just buy your own private bus and then whiz along the EDSA bus lane.